What if I told you that a driver who couldn't win a single race in an entire season suddenly became the most unstoppable force NASCAR has seen in nearly 4 decades? Not just winning, but rewriting record books that legends like Dale Earnhardt once owned. This is the story of Tyler Reddick's 2026 season, and trust me, you need to hear every second of it. April 19th, 2026, Kansas Speedway, 2 laps remaining. Tyler Reddick holds the lead in the number 45 Toyota, and everything looks comfortable. Then his engine sputters. The car runs dry of fuel. Michael Jordan stands on pit road with his hands on his head while Reddick screams over the radio. Denny Hamlin blows past him, and suddenly, win number 62 is right there for one of NASCAR's most experienced veterans. Then, out of nowhere, Cody Ware, running dead last and 6 laps down, spins on lap 266. The caution flag flies. The race goes to overtime. In those final 2 laps, Kyle Larson dives to the inside of Hamlin to grab the lead. Reddick, who had fallen back after making contact with Christopher Bell, finds the top lane opening up. His handling is sharper than everyone else on 2 fresh right-side tires. He gets a massive run, dives under Larson in the final corner, and crosses the finish line just 0.1118 seconds ahead of the reigning champion. Chase Briscoe charges from 11th all the way to 3rd. Hamlin drops to 4th. Bubba Wallace finishes 5th. All 423 Iacus cars finish inside the top 15. In victory lane, Jordan throws his famous fist pump, grabs the checkered flag from Reddick, and doesn't hold back his emotions. This kid is on fire. I don't know how I can cool him down. He is unbelievable. Then Jordan adds a line that makes the entire moment even more layered. I'm racing against Denny, so I really wanted to beat him because I know we're going to talk some trash later. Reddick, still buzzing from the chaos he just survived, delivers the perfect response. You've got to deliver for Boss Man. If he's going to come hang out with us, we've got to get him wins. Now here is the number that stops everyone cold. 5 wins in 9 races. That has not happened since Dale Earnhardt in 1987, nearly 40 years ago. Only 4 drivers in the entire history of NASCAR have ever achieved this pace, and Reddick just became the 4th. He has now won at Daytona, Atlanta, the Circuit of the Americas, Darlington, and Kansas. 5 completely different track types, including a superspeedway, a high-banked oval, a road course, a historic track famous for destroying cars, and a 1.5-mile intermediate. There is simply no type of track that this team cannot win on right now. Reddick entered 2026 with just 8 wins across 218 career starts. He now has 13 career victories, 5 of them coming in the last 9 races. His championship lead over Hamlin stands at 105 points, which is enormous this early in the season. What makes this even more extraordinary is where Reddick was just 1 year ago. Throughout the entire 2025 season, he could not find victory lane a single time. He finished 9th in the championship standings and seemed to be drifting rather than dominating. The same driver who cannot win in 2025 is now being compared to Dale Earnhardt. Team president Steve Loletta described it perfectly after Kansas. He's kind of unstoppable right now, gets adversity thrown at him, and just keeps coming back. The whole team has stayed poised, not getting rattled for any reason, knowing that a fast car is underneath them. Crew chief Billy Scott added, "He's put in the work not just on the track but in terms of managing expectations and pressure. He comes every single week hungry to do it again, and right now there are very few places where he isn't a serious contender." But while the celebration continues, something louder is brewing in the garage. Following 23 Isaacson Racing's federal antitrust lawsuit against NASCAR, which was filed in October 2024 and settled after an 8-day trial in December 2025, a growing segment of fans started connecting dots that analysts say simply don't connect. Claims have been spreading across social media suggesting that Reddick's car carries hidden aerodynamic advantages, that cornering grip looks abnormal, that straight-line speed seems beyond regulation limits, and that tire wear appears suspiciously low. Some fans claim that 23 Isaacson cars are nearly 0.3 of a second faster than the entire field. Comments like, "All you need to do is sue NASCAR and get permission to cheat," spread rapidly across platforms. Even competitor reactions added fuel. Brad Keselowski, who led 142 laps at Darlington before finishing 2nd, said, "Tyler is a great driver, but they're clearly up on horsepower and downforce right now." Ryan Blaney echoed that sentiment. "He just goes faster. I wish I could point to something specific. Even Hamlin himself, after studying the Darlington data, admitted he was faster on the entry, the middle, and the exit. Here is what the record actually confirms. NASCAR completed post-race inspections at Kansas, Daytona, Atlanta, and COTA without any issues. No technical violations have been documented across any of the 5 race wins. NASCAR has not opened any formal investigation into 23's X Racing. Analysts who cover the sport professionally have pushed back hard on the conspiracy narrative. Podcaster Jeff Gluck called the theory one of the stupidest things, pointing out that fans who constantly say NASCAR can't organize anything properly are simultaneously claiming NASCAR pulled off a perfectly coordinated multi-race conspiracy. The most logical piece of evidence against the theory involves Front Row Motorsports, the other team that filed the same lawsuit. If NASCAR had secretly rewarded the teams that sued them, Front Row would also be winning. Instead, they have only 2 top 10 finishes across 18 combined starts in 2026. The actual explanation is straightforward. For years, 23's X Racing operated under legal and financial uncertainty. Energy that should have been invested in performance was being diverted into a courtroom battle. The settlement delivered permanent charters, long-term financial stability, and a genuine voice in how the sport is governed. With that uncertainty completely removed, the entire organization redirected its focus toward winning races. Reddick himself described the difference in the cars as night and day compared to a year ago. The team became more technically precise, more strategically aggressive, and more mentally composed than at any point in their history. Toyota Racing Development is also performing at the highest technical level it has reached in years, giving the team a manufacturer foundation that matches their internal improvements. Everything aligned at once: organizational stability, elite driver talent, full manufacturer support, and the freedom that comes from knowing the team's future is completely secure. With a 105-point championship lead, 5 wins across 5 different track types, and a historic pace unseen in 39 years, nobody in NASCAR has a better answer for what Tyler Reddick is going to do next. As Jordan himself said on pit road at Kansas, he is on a heater for sure, and all you can do is just let him go. Now here is the fact that will genuinely stop you in your tracks. Tyler Reddick made contact with another car, nearly ran out of fuel, scraped the wall, fell back multiple positions, and still won the race. But the detail that almost nobody is talking about is this. The last driver to win 5 races in the first 9 of a season was Dale Earnhardt, a man with 7 championships and 76 career victories. Reddick had only 8 career wins to his name before this season even started. That means in just 9 races, he has added more than 60% of his entire career win total. If this pace continues for a full season, we would be witnessing one of the greatest single-season performances in the modern history of NASCAR.